Okay, so get rid of this. There's several ways you can do this. You want to use percent proportions like you did last year. You can. So, well, I guess we're doing all the multiples of threes. Okay, so I'll do. I guess I can do each problem two different ways. So number three is the first. So what percent? So again, if you think about what you learned last year, what was it? Percent over 100, and this was part over whole, right? There's a percent proportion. And then on Friday, I showed you the percent equation. I mean, it's going to end up being the same thing. So 8 represents the part, P represents percent, and W is the whole or the base, whatever you want to call it. Let's do this. So let's do number three using the proportion. So what percent? So obviously I'm going to highlight. Well, I'm going to highlight. This is what I'm missing. So I'll call it X. What percent of 55 is 34? So if you had $55 and I took $34 away from you, how much did I take in percent form? Or another way of thinking of it is you took a 34 out of 55 on a test. What percent did you get? All right, so now that you can understand the question, well, 34 obviously is the part, 55 is the total, and 100 goes over here. Cross multiply, do your magic. 55x equals 3400. Let's divide both sides by 55. X equals whatever that is. Might need to buy a calculator. What do we have here? 3400 divided by 55. 61. And we're going to take this to the nearest hundredth. 61.82%. Okay. Now let's do it using the percent equation. A equals P times W. The part was 34. The percent, I don't know, so we'll just keep it at P. And the whole was 55. Well, it's an equation, so we're going to divide this side by 55 and this side by 55. That simplifies to 1, and that probably 34 out of 55. Sorry, yeah, out of 55. On your calculator, you'll probably see something like this: 6818. We're just going to go because we want to go to two decimal percent places as a percent. We're going to go 1, 2, right? Again, remember, because we want to find find the percent, you got to multiply that by 100, which means shift the decimal twice to the left, and you end up being 61. Now we want to go to the hundreds, it becomes 60.82. So either you choose this one or you choose this one. I would recommend going with the latter one. Alright, so 6, hopefully it's a different question. 58, okay, good. So 58% of what is 6? So I took 58% of whatever you had in your wallet, and I ended up with 63.4. So what did you have in your wallet? So again, that's 100%, that's easy. 58%. So what's the part of 50%? 58% of what, right? So this is your missing part of what, and of what implies this, the total, right? The base, and then 63.4 is the part. So I took $63.40 from you, which was 58% whatever you had. So what is it that you have? That's your percent proportion. Now, if you set it this way, right? The part that I took from you was 63.4. The percent was 58, but we're not going to, so anytime you use the percent equation, 58%, I'm going to change that to a decimal. Or if you want to use it as a fraction, you may as well. I just stick to decimal. So you get 0.58, and we're trying to find how much money you had in your wallet. So, okay, cross multiply. If you cross multiply here, you get 58x, right? And then 63.4 times 100, just move the decimal. So you're going to have 6,340. Divide both sides by 58. And how much money you had on your wallet? you had $109, and again we're gonna go 2 decimal places and 31 cents. Now, if you do it this way, in here, we want to isolate W, so we're going to divide this side by 0.58, and we're going to divide this side by 0.58. That simplifies to 1, and the amount of money, and again, 63.4 divided by 0.58 equals same amount. So whatever you choose, left or right, it's really up to you. Want to use the proportion, because I guess the no, I'm not going to say anything. I guess it's a matter of choice, whatever comfortable. It depends on the situation. Okay. I guess it's whatever you're comfortable with. So next one is 9. 4% of 73 is what? So this one is easy. Again, such a percent proportion. 100% we have is 4%. I put 4 of 73. So remember, I also showed you this, or your 6th grade teacher showed you is and of, so that kind of helps you locate. So of 73, right? If you're trying to have a hard time figuring out where to put it, of, when you have that, it tells you that we're talking about the base, right? The whole. And is, if is what you're missing, right? That means we're talking about the part that's missing here. Okay, so that kind of helps you, right? A way of identifying who's what. So of 73, so of 73, and then is the part that you're missing, so this is my x. 100x equals, let's see, 12,292. I'm going to divide both sides by 100. And x equals $2.92. Okay. Again, I'm going to do it the other way. A equals P times W. The part is what I'm missing, so A is my unknown variable. Percent, please make sure if you're using the percent equation, you change 4% to a decimal or a fraction, whichever one you want. So 0.04 times the whole, which means you have 73 cents, $73. So think about it. Again, you got $73. I took 4% from you. How much should I take? Well, if you take 0.04 times 73, you get 292. And I think the sheet says round to the nearest tenth or something, but I like hundreds. 12, what is 59% of 14? So this is a mistake. I don't know what that is. So again, percent proportion. We have the percent, so we put 59. This is 100. What is what's missing, right? The is that's what's missing. So again, what is the missing? So this will be my x, and here's 14. What is 59% of 14? You have $14. I take 59%. How much did I take? And the other setup, A equals P times W. The part is what it's missing. The percent is 0.59 and times 14. If you don't like cross multiplying and having to set up a proportion, the percent equation comes in very handy. So 0.59 times 14, you get 826. Cross multiply here, you get 100x, and 59 times 14, you get 826. And again, divide that by 100. Divide that by 100, you get exactly the same answer. 15, 73 is what percent? So what percent? Underline that. That's what's missing, right? What percent? So on your proportion, this is your missing part. We have the parts and the total and the base. 73 is what percent of 125? So you had a test. There were 125 multiple choice. You got 73 of them correct. What percent did you get? Or the money example, right? Cross multiply. 125x equals 7,300. I divide both sides by 125. And x is 7,300 divided by 125. It's going to be 58.4%. So that was your score on your test. A equals PW. A is 73. percent is what we're looking for. The W was 125. We're going to divide both sides by 125. And 73 divided by 125 is 0.584. And now notice that this is in percent format, right? So to change, so again, in decimal format. So to change that to percent, all you gotta do is move the decimal over to the right or multiply by 100, which is the same thing, right? Just a shortcut. And let me put the percent sign there. 18, what percent? Again, another percent question. So I can automatically put an X here because that's the one that's missing. What percent of 180.4 minutes is 25.7? So we have a total of 180.4 minutes and 25.7. Cross multiply. Let's do 180.4x equals 25.7 times 100 is going to be 2,570. I just move that decimal over 2, divide by 180.4. X equals 14. I'm going to round to the nearest hundredth, 14.25%. If you did it the other way, A equals PW. The part was 25.7. The percent is what we're looking for, so we keep the P, and the W was 180.4. Divide both sides by 180.4. And P, our percent, and again, remember, we're going to have to multiply that by 100 after this. 25.7 divided by 180.4, you get 0.14246. Notice that. So again, that's not in percent format, that's in decimal, so we're going to move the decimal 2 over, 1, 2. We get 14.24, and that 24 actually becomes 25, because we're rounding it to our nearest hundredths. Yeah, if it was all the multiples of 3, I'm done. Is there more? No, there's more. Oh, sorry, there's more. That would be 18. Now we go 21. 18, 19. Oh, there is a 21. 140 feet is 97% of what number? So again, you took 97% of something, and you had $140 or whatever, 140 feet. So what is it out of, right? So that's my X. Right, cross multiply, we get 97X, and then 140. It's going to be 14,000. 1, 2, 3, divide by 97, divide by 97, and whatever we started with is going to be 144, again, round to nearest hundredth, 0.33. So, 140 out of 144.33 is 97%. A equals PW. Remember, I'm going to write this again in case you forgot. A stands for part, P stands for percent, and W whole, or the base. So in this case, we have the part, it's 140. The percent we also have, we got right, 0.97, and we don't know what we started with. Divide both sides by 0.97. And W equals, again, we're going to have 0.97, 144.32987, whatever in your calculator. So again, we want to round this to nearest hundredth. That's our final answer. What is that? 21, 24 coming up. 102 hours is 94% of what? So 94% automatically goes here. 100, it's given to you. 102 is 94% of what? So you got 102. Question's correct. That gave you a 95%, that's a grade. What was it out of? How many questions were there? That's another way of thinking. Right, so 94x equals 10,200 divided by 94, divided by 94. So it was 102 out of 108.51. A equals PW. Part here was 102, right? The percent was 94 or 0.94. The total is what we're looking for. Divide by 0.94, divide by 0.94. And again, you're going to get the same answer, which is 108.51. And that's what we started with. 20, what was that? 20? So 21, wait, what? Oh, I just did 24. Is that what I just did? 24? Yes. So, okay, now I'm done with this. All right, so very, very simple.